I treat pelvic floors weekly for all sorts of issues, whether it's prolapse, leaking, pain during intercourse, back pain, pelvic pain, pregnancy, postpartum, whatever. I love working on the pelvis. And one thing I notice in almost everybody, pretty much everybody, I think there's like one exception, is that we are disconnected from our roots. We're too scared to go in and explore our vaginas. We're able to get a lacrosse ball and our tissues up here, but as women, we're almost, there's so many stories wrapped around the reasons why we can't go inside our vagina. Now, of course, if you're so tight and there's pain and all that, you might need to see a professional. But if everything's all good and your body's giving you the yes, come with me on this journey. But if you can't even get inside the vagina, let's talk about why. Or get with a professional pelvic health that specializes in this stuff and they can help you along the way. So my goal for you today is to reconnect with your power plant, your power source. This seat of power you can use to heal your body, to have energy, to look younger, to get you ready for that meeting, to attract more money, to be a calmer mother, to connect more to your husband and feel less resentful, right? So all of these are important because we're so disconnected from the source. So here's an exercise I want to give you to help you reconnect to this pelvic space. We're going to make it so easy. Okay, you need a piece of paper, okay? You're going to draw a circle around the piece of paper. And for perfectionists out there, it doesn't need to be perfect. And then draw an X. This is representing your pelvic floor. 12 o'clock is your pubic bone. 6 o'clock is your tailbone. 3 o'clock goes to the right side, or you know what I mean. 3 o'clock on the right, 9 o'clock on the left. Mine's gonna be backwards because of the camera. So you are going to wash your hands, lubricate. You can massage the outside of the vagina if that helps, the labia, all that. That can be rub the perineum. Like if you're not ready to go inside, that's okay. Just go down and massage the area and see what's tight. That can be a whole nother video. So for this one, we're gonna think of the depth of which you're inside. There's a superficial part of your pelvic floor and then there's a deep part, right? The superficial layers are responsible for our sphincters, holding in pee, letting out pee, holding in poop, letting out poop, holding in farts, like all of those things. Some of the glands, all of that are in the superficial part of the pelvic floor. Deeper part of the pelvic floor is more of that support, right? And some of the sexual functions. So when we're gonna go inside and we're gonna find areas of tension. When you find that area of tension, we're gonna put an X on that area. When you have pain, we're gonna circle that area. If it's a pleasure area, like, ooh, that kind of gave me a zing, we're gonna put a heart by it. We're just getting to know ourselves and it's safe. I'm giving you permission to do so. So think of your fingers as your knuckles as depths in which you're in your pelvis. So this is the first layer of the pelvis at the first knuckle. This is the second layer for the pelvic floor, and this is the third layer. So it's just an estimate. So you're gonna lubricate the area. You're gonna insert the vagina right at the 6 o'clock, right? Towards the tailbone. And you're just gonna insert that first finger. And you're gonna explore around the clock. How does 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock feel? 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock, 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock. But you're starting at 6 and you're just circling around, right? Just pausing at different areas, moving slow, breathing. This is not a fast exercise. We're going in with no intentions other than to discover our pelvic space. Okay, so then you're going to go to the second layer and start at that 6 o'clock. All right, and go around like, oh, am I holding more tension in the backside of my pelvis? When you find that tender spot, you're gonna place an X, right? Like, oh, it's painful on towards the second knuckle. When I'm at about my 9 o'clock, I'm gonna put an X right there. Oh, that's really painful. I'm gonna put a circle there because there's more to go. So when you find those areas of tension, I want you to pause pause over them, mark it, so that way we can recognize once it goes away and comes back, what caused it to come back. So more on that. So when you find these areas of tension, you're gonna pause and breathe. What does that area have to tell you? Why is it tense in the first place? Are you not receiving the support that you need from the masculine in your life? Are you people pleasing too much? Is this holding a story of when you were 16 years old and life didn't happen the way you thought it would? So we hold stories and tension in our tissues. And so in order to fully reconnect with the essence and the vitality of our root, you have to go and understand how it feels, okay? So, and then areas of pleasure, get big hearts, because a lot of times with libido and things like that, my women are telling me, my husband doesn't know how to please me. I'm like, girlfriend, you don't know how to please yourself. You don't know where your pleasure zones are. You don't know how you want to be touched, and that's a whole nother video. So, but for right now, reconnect to your root. Reconnect to your pelvic space, go through all 3 layers and just explore. You don't need to fix it. We have more on this soon, but you don't have to fix anything. Just go explore and let your pelvis bring more blood flow to the area, more lymph flow, wake up those receptors. We'll start getting into a treatment video soon, but notice if any emotions come up, any memories come up, any blocks that you might have in your life, like, oh, you really want to tell your boss something, but you can't, and that's sitting in your pelvis. And a lot of times what happens after we do the releases, and it lowers the tone. Once you're introduced to that trigger again, it tightens right back up, right? So then we start to notice, oh, every time I get in an argument with my in-laws, I tense my ass. Okay, and then we go deeper into that connection. So play around. Let me know if you have any questions. Comment below, like and subscribe if you want more of this. Coming soon.